Hey BookTube, here's my wrap up for the BookTube-a-thon, which was from July the 15th to July the 21st. Well, I did great and I did not so great. And so let me explain that. I did the audiobook version of the BookTube-a-thon while most everybody did the print version. So on the audiobook front, I did terrible. On the print front, I did great. So here were the challenges that I did meet. First of all, the challenge to read 300 pages a day, which equates to about 8 hours of listening time. I didn't meet that challenge. It would have been about 40 hours of listening time or 2,100 pages. The 40 hours, no. The 2,100 pages, yes. So I met that goal, sort of. The second challenge was to read a book that was 500 pages plus, or about 13 hours of listening time. And so I combined that with the fifth challenge, which was to reread a book, and I listened to Clockwork Princess again. I loved it. It's my top book of all time, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to do a review on it, and I'll be a raving lunatic about how great it is. Third book for you all was to do an audiobook. For me, it was to do a book in print. I did finish that one. I read Immortal City by Scott Spear, loved it, want the sequel right now. Making myself wait till August. It's killing me. I want that sequel. Fourth challenge was to complete a series. My initial thing was to read Green. I have read the Circle trilogy and it was been a long time ago, so I wanted to finish it with this. So boring, unbelievably boring on audio. I felt like it was crawling through it. So I picked up the print book and thought maybe I'll read it. And I got 69 pages in and gave up. I just didn't care, and why read a book that you don't care about? The sixth challenge was to read a book that has been on your shelf the longest, which for me was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or the Philosopher's Stone if you live in the UK. On audio, did not meet the challenge. In print, I had already read most of this, so I finished it. So sort of I met the challenge, but sort of not. But I did count the pages. The last challenge was to read a classic. My classic was To Kill a Mockingbird. I do have it on audio. I did like it. I listened to about 10 minutes of it and then didn't care. Just didn't care in it. Once again, the BookTube-a-thon is all about reading books that you want to read. So I just gave up. I didn't make myself read that because there were too many other things that I wanted to read. So now let me get to the reason I did not finish the books on audio, and it kind of failed at several of those challenges. The reason was I had some books that I had picked up. I picked up The Fetch by Laura Whitcomb in print earlier in the week, and I picked it up to just kind of see what it was about, started into it, kind of blew through it because I couldn't put it down. So I really like Laura Whitcomb as an author, so I finished The Fetch by her. Then I realized I had never read the companion book to A Certain Slant of Light, which I suppose you could call a series. Not really, or a duology. I read that as an ebook because I love her and I just wanted to. So I blew through that and I counted that towards my pages. The other night I was bored, so I picked this up because I thought, oh, I'll just read a little bit of it and then I'll have it later to read, and couldn't put it down. Did not listen to anything that night. So I blew through it and it was good. So it kept me up till about 2 in the morning, but now I want the sequel. Right now. Overall, if I count the pages that I actually read, I read 2,473. So on that count, I did really well. On the audio count, total fail. Oh well. I believe that the BookTube-a-thon is all about reading more than you normally do in the course of a week, setting challenges for yourself so that you will do that, and enjoying the books that you read. Overall, I think I did great. I'm calling it great because I read more than I normally do within the course of a week. I read books I enjoyed. I didn't do them all on audio. I did do many of them in print, but I thoroughly enjoyed them. And it really should be about having fun. Did that. And I now want 2 sequels. Right now. That I'm making myself wait for until August. I kept up on YouTube with several of you who did the BookTube-a-thon, and congrats and way to go. Go you for getting it done and for meeting your challenges. And so I will be back with some reviews of those books I did read, and until then, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.